Good morning. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning here, Central Standard Time, on the 20th of February, 2023. Reminder that everything is entertainment purposes only. I jump around different topics back and forth, so please watch to the end or you may miss something. There is my email address in the description box if you want to have a private reading. I get back to emails within 24 hours. Upon a friend's suggestion, because I'm not yet monetized, I need to have the 1,000 subscribers plus 4,000 hours of watched material, and right now I'm between 550 and 600 hours of viewed videos, and hovering around the 300 mark of subscribers. So yeah, I've got the tip jar in there, so just in case. And the what you call it, it's via Venmo, so that's part of PayPal for those. So please listen to the end. I know that I do have to speak carefully and slowly so I don't say any wrong words that would get the video yanked. So go ahead and put your speed to 1.25 or 1.5, and it sounds normal then. So here we go. A lot of things have happened, and current events with the royal family and stuff. So yeah, I have thought about things and have gotten impressions, so it's kind of everything's mixed together. So on my notes so far, let me go through them. It's they're talking about the children of the Catherine and William, and they're talking, Princess Charlotte is going to have to go get a job. Well, Princess Charlotte is going to follow in the footsteps of her auntie and the Princess Royal. So she will have a college degree. She will be extremely well educated, but she will also then be following and taking on the duties of Princess Royal for everybody. When I do see little baby Louis, I think it's so funny. He's total little boy, total kid. But I'm getting that he'll end up something with medicine, a medical career of some sort. He could be a researcher or actually decide to become a general practitioner and to be able to work in the medical field and with the NHS and be able to give correct feedback to his dad. So that's what I've been getting on for those two kids. So we know George has his life planned out for him, but he will be given the opportunity to be, a regular kid, especially through adolescence, through college. He'll be given the same courtesy as his father. I did finally get around to watching the cartoon. And I did crack up laughing, and it's, from what I can see, a pretty accurate portrayal of stuff. And although that series has been on for 20-something years, I remember another program where they would do caricature puppets and take pokes at the royal family. I think that was called Spitting Image. So I think that people can, I don't know if I know Spitting Image is back on the air. I don't know if they've gotten around to doing something on Henry and Rachel, but it should be really interesting. Some people are also having questions because Sarah is writing a new book. Now, we do have to remember Sarah did write a book after her divorce from Andrew, or during the divorce. One thing that Sarah did say that she wanted was to keep the friendship of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And if you notice, Sarah never bashed anybody. She talked about her point of view, her experiences, but she never trash talked her husband's family. In this new book, I have a feeling that she will talk about Henry and Rachel, but in the defense of what they've done and what they've said to her daughters. So she will, hey, you guys don't trash talk my kid. Her mama bear will come out. We also yesterday saw Catherine in her beautiful white dress. And yeah, my impressions are that, yeah, she used the black accessories just to do a poke after someone did her Ripple of Hope Awards. Honestly, I think Catherine should have gone with all gold or bronze accessories. I mean, that would have really been beautiful. That black and white, I know what she was doing. She was taking a stab at what somebody wore to the Ripple of Hope. And yes, she looked great in it, but my personal opinion, I wouldn't have gone that stark. I would have gone with the metallic. And I think that would have been a softer but more glamorous. But hey, I'm older, and I've seen and attended enough galas that the starkness just, I don't know, quirks. Let's see, what else? Oh, and yeah, everybody. Currently, we know Jojo has made another president's term look even better. Back in the 80s, yes, in the 70s, Jimmy Carter was our president, and he didn't do a great job. And stuff that happened, we had the Iran hostage crisis and everything that went down in the Middle East. And Carter could have done a lot more, but he didn't. But now when you compare his term of office to the current guy, we realize that Jojo makes Jimmy look like he was actually knowing what he was doing. But currently, his health, Jimmy Carter's, 98? So I'm filming this at it's 6:08 in the morning. Sun's just coming up, but Jimmy Carter's now back home, hospice. They're just giving palliative care, so they're just keeping him comfortable until the time comes. So I know we'll end up with days of official mourning in the U.S. pretty soon, and it will be very interesting to see who and what happens at his funeral. So it's, yes, and of course people are now bringing up Henry, and because he was foolish to talk about people like their pieces on a game board, and the AQ people are going nutsoid about it, and now he's using his foolish comment as a way to get his security. I mean, he's suing the Home Office, which is basically the UK government demanding his security. Well, when he comes over for family events and official events in the UK, he's under the big security umbrella. So it's called, dude, yeah, you're suing for private security. I mean, the UK government has spent over £300,000. And that's a lot of money in legal fees and stuff. But he still wants his security. But, dude, you opened your trap. Deal with it. And when you come over, because of the enormity of the situation that you're coming over for, your butt will be protected with security. And so he's just got to get his act together, but it won't happen until he officially separates from the ball and chain. Some other crap that's going on. I was talking to a friend of mine who's actually a librarian, and she's saying that yeah, a lot of the books are being pulled and rewritten, especially was it Roald Dahl's books? You know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the Glass Elevator and all of that stuff. They're rewriting children's classics so they are not offensive to the current woke ideology. I'm sorry, but in the the books, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, one of the characters was described as a little chubbyette, a little chubby boy. And if you do look at children from that country during that point of time, many children were on the chubby side because their parents dealt with a lot of uh, the parents of the children in the 1960s and 70s, those parents went through World War II and experienced horrible, horrible conditions and starvation. So, of course, they had to make sure that the kids ate everything on the plate, and they would be literally shoving food into the kids' mouths. So they were, yeah, kids were overweight, but when you realize why the parents were doing it, it was like it was a psychological issue that the parents were going through. I remember as a child, we had family friends, and the the dad worked with my dad, and but the mom was from Greece. And when she was a kid in Greece, yeah, they went through a really bad time during the war. And so every time we were over at their house, her mother was constantly eat, 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 shoving food down shoving food down. So I experienced that firsthand. I mean, of course, my mom was raised in the United States, so she experienced the rationing that happened here. So we were always made sure to, when it came to clothing and so forth, you wore something till it was falling apart before it was replaced. We did a lot of make do and mending. I mean, I had little dresses made out of other garments that other older family members had worn. So, yeah, I had dresses made out of somebody else's. So, make do and mend. Um, I'm, it's, oh gosh, Jojo. Oh, I wonder how much that doctor was paid to give him a clean bill of health, because when we look at things, the guy's not there. I mean, there should be a new independent evaluation on him, and it'll come out that his whoever those doctors were, they were basically compensated for making him look good. And I hope that their medical license, I believe it will, well, it will be. Um, they'll be called out on what they did. Um, no, of course, I keep up on what's going on in the United States and Europe, and it was really funny. The other day when I went to the store, yes, I went and bought a carton of large eggs. Now, anybody who remembers the eggs that I got in the box that said large, they looked like they were actually small. So not only are they raising the prices, but all sorts of items are now, the size amount in the packaging is being decreased. So you're paying more money for less product, which is really, really a horrible state of affairs, because there are a lot of people, including myself, where I live on my disability. And when you're on disability, you also qualify for a lot of other government programs. And I noticed last year, and when I go in this year to the Department of Human Services to show them all my paperwork. Yes, I'm still disabled. I live with RSD, reflex sympathetic dystrophy, and spinal stenosis. You got to take all this in, and they're like, okay, so you're now going to get X amount more dollars on your disability, Social Security disability. Well, because you're getting a little bit more money, we're going to deduct and lower your SNAP link food stamp allowance, which is like, dudes, prices are skyrocketing. Okay, you give me a little bump, like I think it's like 7% that increase on my disability. But because I got that disability increase, not only are you then increasing my portion of what, housing allowance for those who are disabled pays supposedly 70% of your rent in some areas, but what they've calculated on is your income. So not only is the increased amount on my disability being then tossed into my new rent calculation of what I have to pay, and the fact that I'm getting this little bit extra money, then my link has a deduction. So if you get more on one, you basically lose it through the other things. So it's kind of like a really messed up situation. And then when I go and we find out, oh, well, you can work and get a part-time job, that's great, that's wonderful. But with the increased minimum wage, you can only work not even 20 hours a week because you're only allowed to you have a salary cap on how much you can make per month before you start losing your benefits. But if you start working, that money's going to be calculated in. You're going to have to spend more money for your rent portion. And then again, you still have money then deducted from your food stamp link SNAP allowance. So you're actually caught in a really nasty catch-22 thanks to our government. These guys need to go in and say, listen, if you're on disability, you need to you can make X amount more on working a part-time job that you're able to without having any of your other benefits screwed around with. But of course, our government is too busy sending money to other countries where it could be spent on people here in the United States. So, again, like I said, there's stuff going on all over, and people have to stand up and start fighting and making phone calls saying no more money to the Ukraine. Stop all foreign aid. Let's clean up our own backyard first. And that's what we need to do. No more money going outside of the U.S. Let's seal our southern border. Let's take care of our homeless veterans that are walking around, and many they say are drug addicts, but no. They're probably walking around with undiagnosed RSD. And let's get these veterans, let's get them housed and the correct medical treatment. So there's my rant for today. Like I said, I'll probably pop on really quick later this afternoon and let you know what time on Saturday the Q&A is going to happen. But it's Monday, it's President's Day. Let's see what goes on, and I hope most of you have a great day off. Enjoy. Catch you later.